So what we've seen, and not just anecdotally, but also through like empirical surveys done in the industry, we've seen that the biggest root cause of failure is not what you'd expect. It's not technical issues. It's not the tech stack you've chosen as a company. It's actually the processes that we're trying to automate being non-optimized, or organizational challenges preventing us from fully embracing the automation, like inter-silo conflicts, we can't agree upon policies, security and the development team aren't in alignment. So really ironing these out has proven to be more complex than the actual underlying technical challenges. Absolutely. We're not here to just deploy scripts or playbooks or APIs. We're here to really transform the business in which we're automating. And the automation is in service of a tangible impact. We want to make an ROI on all the automation workflows that we develop. And it, as we discussed, that the bottleneck was not technical. The bottleneck was the integration of that solution into the company, into the business environment where it's going to be used. So we just wanted to make sure we have kind of a holistic process that's going to make sure the automation that we deploy can be maintained by the team that it's deployed into, can be consumed by the individuals that need to use it, and it can be monitored and tracked both for its performance and for its financial goals, making sure we're getting that ROI. So that was kind of the catalyst for the development of Impactful Automation. I would say Impactful Automation is a holistic system that is designed to consolidate business practices, organizational behavior, and the existing tech stack that a customer has or may want to have, and consolidating these into a cohesive program that will make sure that the automation we develop can be used by these teams, can be maintained by these teams, and will drive value for the company and achieve an ROI in a time frame set up by that company. That's a great question. So it does sound very abstract and very broad, but when we go into an engagement, we have a standard practice that's followed. We have a pretty rigid discovery process that we implement when we work with new teams. And effectively begins with understanding what that root KPI is. Now, a lot of teams might not have an understanding of the KPI that they want to affect. There was some mandate internally to just do more automation. And what we try to do is scope that request into automation into a remediation of some KPI. So if it turns out that we're actually trying to do automated remediation of tickets, or if we're trying to increase uptime, or mean time to repair reduction, or we want configuration compliance increased across the board. We try to figure that out first, and that becomes like the North Star of all the automation that we will produce. Once we do that, and we have an agreed upon KPI that we're pursuing, we look at all of the players involved. We pull in an individual from security, from IT, from the provisioning team, and networking team. We get everyone in alignment. We try to understand what business barriers might exist to prevent us from deploying the solution that would address those KPIs. Once we get buy-in from these stakeholders, that's where we prioritize the roadmap that's going to get us to that KPI effect that we want. And that can be through a combination of just anecdotal discussions with teams that have pain points that they want to articulate to us, or it could be a combination of empirical evidence like logs and errors that they've collected throughout the years, and we can look at those, and through this anecdotal evidence and concrete evidence, we can determine the impact of the automation we're going to produce. Then we compare that to the development time. What's the complexity going to look like in terms of development and maintenance? And we build this prioritized backlog for our clients, and we get their approval on the use cases we're going to develop. But once we've done that, we pretty much ensure that it will be deployed in an environment in which it can thrive. To ensure that automation has that impact that we're discussing, I would say anyone who's automating right now, if it's a script, you're building an Ansible workflow, you have some broad, high-level orchestrator that you're using, just look at what you're actually trying to do. If you're trying to just provision a VPN, take a step back and understand that you're actually applying configuration, right? You're building something that could be used to apply any amount of configuration to a device. So I would step back and then just understand the broader impact that could have. Understand other teams that might want to use this, other individuals that might have unique cases that could benefit from this automation, and then understand how they could consume it. So before you write the Python script, before you write the Ansible playbook, if you start to get this buy-in from these other teams, then what you have is bigger than what you just wanted to automate at first. So I think it begins by having a social discussion with everyone, understanding if there's interest in what you're building just to benefit yourself. And if there is, what you've actually done is multiply the impact of that automation, and you've allowed other people to leverage it as well. And automation is only as good as its usage, right? If it's not used by stakeholders, then there is no real impact from the automation. So that's what I would say is the foundation of this, is just understand that if you are automating it, it's probably something that could benefit others, and build that umbrella and bring people in to drive the usage of that automation.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much.
Of course. Yeah. It's been great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
You too.